Today I'm going to demonstrate the SecuPi gateway for the MongoDB. Now, before we start, let me explain the setup to you. We have a MongoDB which is running into the remote machine on the AWS. You can see that the Mongo Compass, the community version, is running on this default port of the Mongo database. And then we have a collection called user, and we have a couple of records over there. Now, what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to use a Mongo shell command to actually query the Mongo database. For that, I'm going to use mongosh.exe. Let me open two instances of this so that I can show you that what I want to do with SecuPi gateway for the MongoDB. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to connect like a normal connection directly to the Mongo server. And for that, I need an IP here. This is the IP for the Mongo database. Now, I'm going to connect to that MongoDB, and then the IP address. I don't have to provide the port here, but I'm just providing for clarity. And it is connected. Now I can use the admin database, and then I can query to the collection, users collection, to see that what data is there inside this. And I can get all the three records. The next connection I'm going to do to the SecuPi gateway, which is actually running on the local machine and pointing to the same database, but on a different port. So MongoDB local host, and it is running on 28017, which is basically in between this client and your Mongo database. The SecuPi gateway is running. You can see that on my WSL, I'm running this SecuPi gateway here, which is running on this particular port. Okay. You can see the configuration is of this gateway because it is pointing to the same account. So my gateway server host is the same server for the MongoDB. This is the port for the gateway. And then this is the SecuPi agent, which we configure with the Mongo gateway so that it can apply the encryption and masking and other remediation features of SecuPi. Now I'm going to do the same thing. So db.users.find, and then, okay. So you can see the result that the name and the city which are coming, they are coming like masked values. And this is the same database, it's the same ID. If you want to check, you can check. It's just ending with the D9C here also, D9C, D9D, D9D. Okay, let me do something more interesting with this. Now, in a MongoDB, we have a command. We can actually pass the user context if we want. And if we do that, then we can actually control the visibility for different roles. So for example, if my role is analyst here, then I will see the data, but now I will not see the masked data. I will see the data encrypted. If I'm going via SecuPi gateway, okay? Now, if I take you to the SecuPi application, which is actually responsible for doing all this, I go to the dashboard first. First of all, we can see the traffic here, which is coming from this particular user's collection. When we are passing the name, we are getting the name. When we are not passing the name, we are not getting. You can see inside the data exactly. So SecuPi is doing auditing for you By default, here you can see you pass the context, the user context to the query. The name was Lucky and the role was analyst. It is showing you the encrypted data. On the other hand, if I don't pass anything, let's say if I run simply this query, then what I will get data which is masked. If I go back to the dashboard, because I did not pass the username, so username is null in this case, and we see the different state of the same data. Now we see the masking. This is happening because of the configuration, what we define inside the SecuPi under the resource access policy. If you see for the analyst role, no matter which data category it is, the view state for the data will be encrypted. But if you're not passing any role, then it is coming into the default category and you see the data as masked. Now let's try a role which is called admin into the same command. And as per the policy, it should actually show me the data in clear, right? So let me do that. I'm passing the role as admin here. Now I'm seeing the data in clear the way I see when I connect directly to the Mongo database without using gateway. But when we are going with the gateway, we can actually configure these policies, different roles, different view state, and we can see the data. Thanks for watching.